because our... Just stay out of trouble.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived.
Wow. Hi.
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived.
I still can't get over how we're not the only ones out here.
Really? I always knew it couldn't be true. There had to be someone.
Now that we know it, we were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
I wonder what else is out there.
I've lived my entire life in the Constant. I'm not sure how else to live.
And to think, all this time we thought we were alone.
Such a long time to survive on only the foods that can be grown here. I suppose being a picky eater was not an option.
Wow, I've heard about you, but here you are.
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
I've never treated anyone from outside our ship. But if you need help, I'm here for you. Wait, how is it I don't know you? I know everyone on this ship. Oh my. Yes, of course. Sorry, I was with a difficult patient when the announcement came through. But now I remember. They sent my husband, Mabuti, to greet you. It's quite fortunate that you arrived when you did, for Mabuti's sake. Hopefully you can help resolve our current predicament. There isn't. At least not in the medical sense. Since he was one of the eldest on board, he was ready to volunteer for termination. Thankfully, since you've arrived, that no longer seems necessary.
Termination? You mean...
It means that he was going to volunteer his own life for the sake of the others on this ship, due to limited spaces and supplies. Like the others, his life would then be honored with special distinction and recorded for history. Rarely we had to make difficult choices when no one would volunteer. But Mabuti is too generous to let that happen. I know you think it's not quite right, but thank you for understanding. With luck, it won't come to it, I hope.
I understand that some kinds of sacrifices must be made for the sake of society, but perhaps not in quite so literal a sense. Oh, yes, I do. Here. So, yes. Goodbye.
Sometimes, difficult choices must be made. We did what we believed we needed to do to keep humanity alive on this ship.
Nothing. Not in the medical sense. As one of the eldest on board, he was ready to volunteer for termination. But thanks to your arrival, that is no longer needed.
Termination. You mean...
It means that he was going to volunteer his own life for the sake of the others on this ship, due to limited spaces and supplies. Like the others, his life would then be honored with special distinction and recorded for history. Rarely we had to make difficult choices when no one would volunteer. But Mabuti, he's too generous to let that happen. I certainly hope so, too. It shouldn't.
It does seem to be resolved, thankfully. Until next time.
Just stay out of trouble.
Hey. We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean it won't work to take down troublemakers.
I do not envy the lives that have been led in these confined quarters.
I wonder what it's like out there beyond our little community.
These are exciting times, aren't they?
I do not envy the lives that have been led in these confined quarters.
Hey there.
There's so much more to learn about now. Boy, am I glad you aren't some sort of alien or something.
Is
Hey.
now a good time to talk, my love?
Mabuti, you know I'm still...
Whew! What a day!
This
I'm looking forward to some time alone with my hubby.
I cannot abdicate my duty to the colony.
And I thought I was the stubborn one in this relationship. I know you feel obligated to volunteer, but... I wish you would reconsider. After all, we're here. There may be no reason to volunteer anymore.
True, but we must be prepared in case it is an impossibility. Just because we met with a stranger does not mean they are willing or able to help us. This
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that. Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived.
Where once you make that decision, you can't take it back.
very well, my dear. I will not pursue it any further.
I've lived my entire life in the Constant. I'm not sure how else to live.
There's so much more to learn about now.
These are exciting times, aren't they?
Sure is nice to know there are other people out there.
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of
Well,
alien
you
or
can't force
something.
someone to change. All you can do is communicate how they make you feel. It is up to them to want to change for you. I know neither of you can leave. Well, perhaps some distance and time.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
Just stay out of trouble.
I know Captain Brackenridge has essentially given you free rein to wander the ship, but security will still be watching you closely. I hope you understand, given we have so little experience with people from the outside. It pays to take security seriously. Something I understand much better now than in my youth.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
Now that we know what's out there, things are going to be more interesting from here on out.
I know I'm getting up there in years, but I don't think I'll ever tire of flying. Hey! So it is true. An actual stranger aboard our ship? Wow! Oh my gosh, yes, of course! It never occurred to me. I've always taken it for granted that everyone just knew each other. I'm Yue. Sorry, this is just incredible. Sure. Well, unless there's anything else you want to talk about. Oh, I'm the navigation officer, though I switch between nav and piloting. I'll be honest, the ship pretty much flies itself. Its destination hasn't changed since it launched, and we're here now, so I'm not sure what's next. It's incredible. I'm pretty excited to meet new people and ask them all sorts of questions. I wonder about all we've missed this whole time while humanity has advanced around us. See, the nav system's not perfect. We encounter stuff that our forebears didn't originally count on. Astral bodies, space debris, stuff like that. So sometimes I need to take manual control and get out of tricky situations. Then there was the time I used those unaccounted for anomalies to our advantage. Slingshotted us around a few stars that weren't supposed to be there, saved some fuel and knocked a few decades off our journey. Pretty incredible stuff.
I still can't
Get around.
over how we're not the only ones out here.
Really? I always knew it couldn't be true. There had to be someone living out here.
Hey, weren't you just saying the week before we arrived how cold and alone it felt out here? And how sad it was, realizing we'd never see someone new?
No, I didn't say that. Clearly, that's ridiculous. I mean, are you sure that was me?
No, that was definitely you. And you definitely said that. I remember.
Okay, fine. You're right. But, anyway, I'm glad I was wrong then.
Wow. Hi.
We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason.
We were never trained to address threats coming from outside our ship.
Now that you're here, I can finally give my crew a chance at a new life.
Quite a heritage, to have brought this ship so far over such a long time. Worthy of the pride these portraits show.
No matter the outcome, I won't let my crew down. Don't forget to tell of us in your travels.
My mom and dad were scared when you came on board, but I don't know why. You seem okay.
So many people out there. I thought we were alone. Hello there. Given that I don't know you, you must be this visitor I've been hearing so much about. I'm Julia, the Constant's chief historian. It's nice to meet you on this momentous occasion. As chief historian, I can tell you a lot, probably. What do you want to know?
They've got to.
ECS stands for Earth Colony Ship. We wanted a fairly inclusive name to represent the planet, and not a particular nation of origin. There was an old colony ship that sailed across the oceans of Earth from a country called England to settle on a new continent. It was called either the Susan or Sarah Constant. No one seems to know for sure. So ours was shortened to just Constant. Ironically enough, that ship also reached what they thought was new land, and found it populated when they arrived. As chief historian, I can tell you a lot, probably. What do you want to know? Well, we launched Tuesday, September 27th, 2140. So, about 190 years now. Would have been longer, but it turns out we have an ace navigator who saved us some time with some tricky maneuvers. We're the descendants of wealthy elites, intellectuals, artists, scientists, and others who left Earth in 2040 to spread humanity to the stars. The thinking was that Earth's days were numbered for a variety of reasons. Our finder, Rupert Brackenridge, had the foresight to plan for the worst. Thus, he constructed this colony ship to settle what seemed like the most habitable planet we could find, knowing full well it would take generations to reach. We suspected that we may have been the only ones to leave Earth, given that no one else seemed to have the same idea. I'm glad we appear to be wrong. You know where to find me if you ever want to know more. If you ask around, people will either tell you my job is absolutely critical to the mission, or I just hang out, read, and watch movies. There's more to it than that. Officially, I'm assigned to the role of chief historian. Generations ago, it used to be lawkeeper of humanity, but that seemed a bit too lofty. While I don't think my job is as important as captain, engineering officer, or cultivation manager, it's still vital to our mission. Thanks for saying so. Another time, then?
Hey, Miss Julia? Can we watch that movie with all the superheroes in it again?
We'll see. We have a lot of work to do, but maybe during...
Just stay out of trouble.
Yeah. Hey, everyone! Miss Julia said we could watch it again.
And then maybe we can watch one of the sequels some other time.
They made more of them? Oh, I'm so excited.
We've had to do our fair share of recycling on the Constant. Not exactly a lot of places to get new goods. Hi there. Oh! Nice to meet you. And that's true. As you can imagine, everyone kind of just knows each other around here. Meeting new people isn't really a thing for us. Right? We've been cooped up together in this ship all our lives. So outside of births, there's literally no way for new people to arrive, you know? Anyway, sorry for freezing up before. I just didn't expect our visitor from the outside to stop by and chat with me. I figured, if anything, you'd be with the captain. I'm Daisuke, the ship's provisions manager. I'm not sure what I can offer you, but if I can help, I will. And if not, I'm happy just to talk. We manage. I know back on Earth, there used to be stores all over the place. Some that even specialize in specific types of goods, if you can imagine. But here, this is it. We have very limited supplies. Most of our stuff is recycled. Even the food. In a roundabout way, if you know what I mean. It works out for the most part, because it has to. You'll sense a running theme with that around here. Not really. Things don't work that way here. It's not a shop like you hear about in the books and movies, or, where you're probably from. Almost everything is communal or shared in some way, but sometimes people want a little something extra or special for themselves. So when that happens, they come to me. Mostly, I just keep track of the ship's inventory and help ration the supplies so we don't run out. See you around. Keeping track of all our... Be seeing you.
I wonder what it's like out there beyond our little community.
And to think, all this time, we thought we were alone.
Julia, I have a question.
Sure. What is it?
There were animals on Earth. Aren't there any animals here?
Oh. Well, there wasn't enough.
I read something interesting in a book today.
Yeah? What's that?
It was about crops back on Earth.
Any adventure you can fly away from. Is that how the saying goes?
Everything looks good at my station, Captain.
Vladimir inform you that I will be making... We've detached. All right. Suppose you were due for one. The, contents, they're what we agreed on? Yes, Vladimir and I agreed on what should be included. That's all fine then. Do let me know if you get a response. That is highly unlikely, but if it happens, I will be sure and tell you. Setting down, everything agreed.
Any interesting results? I'm going to end you. You can't hope to win. Bring it! Another victory! Well earned. Best not to leave anything useful behind. I will let you skip. If you find anything significant, say the word.
Hello.